Hello everyone, my name is Dead Monk, and today we're going to go through a little story I have been building up for a little while. Now this is only the basics at the moment, and the story itself will be beginning very soon, now that I have a clean slate upon which to work from. Now this is going to be based a mixture on both the CD Projekt Red Witcher game franchise, which I'm a fan of, as well as the Netflix series of The Witcher starring Henry Cavill. Now the story is rather simple. It is going to be based around a collection of different witches from different schools. Now, just so you're aware, in the CD Projekt Red franchise, there are multiple different Witcher schools across the continent, and each one is different in their own way in how they interact and how they involve themselves. So, for example, School of the Wolf are just simply witches. They are known just as witches. They never get involved in other matters. And I'm going to go through not the whole franchise and the whole story in this moment. I'm going to go through the characters and the people that are going to be at the core of this brand new breed of Witcher schools. Okay, up first we have Ramil from the School of the Griffin. Now, Ramil is the hallmark of being a school of the Witcher School of the Griffin. He is known for his social etiquette and his more knightly and chivalrous manner and doctrine when it comes to interacting with the world. He is often regarded by the other witches as pompous and uncompromising because of that. He feels he has to help people. It is his duty to help people, but never in a way to get involved in politics. Now, being from the School of the Griffin, he is a master in various different Witcher signs. So there's the standard Witcher signs which are enhanced with him, and his goal, if you will, is to rebuild the witches into a new style where they are interacting with the world. They're not just monster hunters. They're going to try and help people as they go on the path. Next we have Bayard from the School of the Bear. He is regarded as stubborn, blunt, with the worst manners you can possibly imagine, but that's to be expected from a School of the Bear member. Now, you see, the School of the Bear are regarded as very autonomous, even among themselves. Literally, you're a witcher and you're on your own. That's it. It's even regarded that they don't have that same camaraderie. They don't have that comradeship, that brotherhood sense with other witches. They don't care about anybody else. It's just themselves. Now, Bayard will often swing around a broad axe, which is a double-handed broad axe, mind you, and wears very strong, thick armor. And he will be the one to teach these new breeds of witches on how to live on their own and rely on their own strength. Up next we have Kane from the School of the Cat. Now, being from the School of the Cat, he is an outcast, even in his own right. The School of the Cat were a breakaway group of witches who were seen as failures because instead of suppressing their emotions, the mutagens that changed them actually enhanced them, so they became more emotionally unstable, and that's a very bad thing for a witcher. Kane is an example of that. He's not as emotionally unbalanced as other witches from the School of the Cat, but he is quite emotional and very quick with his emotions. But as well as this, he's trained to be swift and precise in his movements and very, very agile. He's known for his the School of the Cat were known as were often regarded as assassins and spies and saboteurs, especially ninjas in a sense. So they were very agile when it came to free running and movements and such like that. Up next we have Emrys from the School of the Viper. Now, Emrys is regarded as a sly talker and is very knowledgeable, especially on things such as poisons, oils and alchemy. Now, the School of the Viper are located further south, near in the Empire of Nilfgaard, and that's actually one of the reasons why the school is now destroyed. Many those of you who played the games, spoiler alert, many members of the School of the Viper were recruited by Nilfgaard to assassinate the kings of the Northern Realms, and therefore they got involved in politics. But Emrys, although he would accept a contract from a human or a non-human for another person, he's very cautious now. He has seen that witches getting involved in politics is a very bad thing. Now we have Omar from the School of the Manticore. Now, sadly, there isn't really much known about the School of the Manticore, only that it's from the lands in the east. And Omar kind of reflects this kind of mysticism and unknown. He is a loner, he's quiet, and tends very much to keep to himself. He doesn't really interact with people as much. I mean, he might say a few words, he might interact with the fellow witches, but he doesn't get involved quite a bit. And that will actually be built up in the story itself. Finally, we have the primary focus, which is Lazarus from a newly found school of the Leshen. Now, nothing really much is known about Lazarus, is that because he has no memory. What he does and he has no Witcher medallion. What he does remember is as he was recruited, or he was hired to defeat a fiend that had been plaguing a local forest. Sadly, he was severely injured in the process of killing this fiend, and on the brink of death, he looked up and saw a Leshen standing over him. Expecting to die, he made his peace in a sense, but woke up again with being held in the Leshen's arms. The Leshen took him to a place where he could be safe and actually healed his wounds, and this would be the hallmark of Lazarus's ideology, that not all monsters are bad. Some are just, in a sense, misunderstood, misinterpreted. They're looked upon as different, so they're looked on as monsters. But as he's seeing it, no, they're not. They're just misunderstood. He will often interact with people, as well as other non-humans, most especially with the Dryads. He's a good friend of the Dryads. The Dryads look upon him as a friend because the Leshens look upon him as a friend. So much so that he actually forged his own new medallion in the form of a Leshen skull. And this actually regards onto his future. He never accepts contracts on creatures that he deems are not monsters. Now, I rather hope you like this story, and I rather hope you want to hear more about this. I'm already in the process of starting to make a plan for it. I've also spoken to a member of the Witcher franchise, well, not Witcher franchise, but a fan of The Witcher called Witcher George. I will leave a link to him down below for future, so if you want to have a look at him. I've also actually contacted him, and I rather hope he gets back to me, because the idea of the School of the Leshen is, in a sense, is his idea, and I don't want to be disrespectful and all. As well as I want to get his opinion on some things and on the franchise itself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you soon.